Morning. Yes. Well, hello. Back to Open Pagan Church. Boy, I could listen to them guys chant for hours. Let's see. Bring up Discord.
It was Linda's kid.
Hello,
Yep.
Discord.
Hello, Pagan.
I never know what you guys are gonna break into, so I figure I better let you know we are live. Might,
Talking about my discontented over children.
got it. All right. Well, I hope everybody's doing well. We have the new.
Jiggling?
Huh?
Are you jiggling your foot in these?
Me giggling?
Wait.
What?
You
Wait,
had
hit the
static
mic.
come over the mic.
Ah, damn it. There it goes
I'm
again.
not wiggling or giggling anything. Everything is set the way we tested it. We'll blame it on
Definitely something
Discord.
wrong on your end.
Huh?
So there's definitely something wrong on your end because it's only you that does it.
Well, there's got to be something coming through Discord because nobody's reported hearing it through Facebook.
Yeah.
So
Just go with it then. If it's not on
I'm just gonna go with it. Let's
Might as
see.
well.
Looks like we got Lee listening in Facebook. Lee, if there's anything going on with the audio, let us know. We are, and I'm hearing myself on somebody's side. Don't want to hear myself.
There you go.
All right. Anyway, what are we talking about?
Well, I don't know. What's the topic today?
Our topic today, boys and girls, is quiet mind, relaxed body, and free spirit. Wow.
Well, thank you, Mr. Rogers. That was a nice episode.
Ah, well, welcome to the neighborhood. Aren't we just peachy today? Won't
No,
you be my
we're
neighbor?
not.
I'm not peachy. I'm doing strawberry.
I was your neighbor. It's not something I want to do again.
Hey, hey, wasn't that bad. Anyway, yeah. So, quiet the mind, relax the body, and free the spirit. Well, let's talk about, it's like I said in the description. That's the mantra of medication. Meditation. Wow. Damn, I can't talk to any more coffee.
Spit it out.
Yeah. Here we go. It's the mantra of meditation. But the problem is, the fact is, it's truly hard for humans, especially these days, to actually meditate, to de-stress, to not fall into the problem of, and I love this, trying to meditate. Well, if you've been doing meditation exercises for any length of time, you know that the harder you try to meditate, the harder it's going to be to achieve meditation. The more stress you build up over trying to meditate, the less you're going to be able to meditate. And Lee says she's been working a while to quiet the mind and relax the body. Well, everybody that I've ever taught to meditate, every time, anybody I've ever talked to about quieting the mind, it's not something you can force upon yourself. There comes a point in meditation where it just happens. there are states that you can put yourself in
Right.
to make a better environment to meditate. But over time can train you can train your mind to quiet itself for longer and longer periods of time, and eventually it begins to just happen. It's like astral travel, out of body experience. Meditation is something that all over the internet you see people say, for $99.99 I will teach you how to meditate with a surefire way of never ending meditation. That's kind of like these websites that says, for $100 a month I will teach you how to be shaman. I can teach you shaman, but you have to pay me $100 a month to teach you shaman. Makes me want to reach through the digital email and slap somebody across the face. But anyway, in the event, hello, bless you, Kazoon Hunt.
Bless you.
Yeah,
Moonlight.
Huja. All right. Lee says it's hard, but a person can do it, and it works. Yeah. But I have a perspective on, or a perception, if you will, on how hard meditation is. Meditation is not hard.
I've never found it hard.
No. Meditation is not hard. Astral travel is not hard. Out of body experience is not hard. The hard part is shutting up long enough to do it. Allowing the mind to find something else to focus on.
Anybody that remembers our old classroom at the park, where it always looked like I was asleep?
Nah, you were there.
No, you were there.
I was in a meditative state.
You were there.
I focus on my, I guess, tree.
Okay. And this is the thing that I was going to spend quite a bit of time talking about, is quieting the mind. Because here's the interesting part. Once you've gained the ability to quiet the mind, the body's going to relax. The spirit is going to be free once you learn to quiet the mind. Lee says she did successfully obtain this state in the past weeks. Very good. Great. But let's talk about some of the people that have ADD, ADHD, schizophrenic, bipolar, manic
It's kind of hard to
depression.
put into mind when the voices keep telling you, "Hey, wake up."
Well, see, that's kind of where I'm going. But there is a way. Go ahead.
I said, "You can't do that now. You gotta do this."
Morning, Dave.
Well, when you... Morning, Dave. When you learn to, through repetition, quiet the mind, the body and the spirit will follow suit. And I've had people say, well, okay, fine, smartass. What's the key? Repetition. Repetition. If the thoughts in the mind become quiet the mind, or whatever phrase you find that is calming to you to quiet the mind, then you begin to slowly start to realize that you've achieved the point in which you're trying to achieve. But it comes down to repetition, not stress. Repetition, not anxiety. Repetition, not anger. Let's think about this. You're sitting or laying in your quiet space, right? And if you're allowing your music to blare willy-nilly in the background, or you've got your headphones on and you've got this band in the background going proven fact, scientific, you're not going to achieve meditation. All you're going to achieve is in your brain. Brains work on a metronome, a series of ticks. Certain amount of ticks per second. Some people's brains work on a faster tick. Some people's brains work or can work on a slower tick. And you can Google that. It's researchable and scientifically proven.
Mine works on a turtle tick.
A turtle tick. Lester got a turtle. I don't know what I got. I just got a tick. Just a
Slow and steady.
mild tick, but I got a tick. Yeah, slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. But what works for you? Well, let's talk to Discord over here, or anybody else that may be watching or listening in the chat area. What works for you when it comes to calming the mind? Not achieving meditation, folks. Let's talk about the level 1, right? Step 1, just quieting the mind. What works for you guys?
Exactly what I'm doing right now. Sitting outside, listening to the birds.
Mine's the sound of water.
Water, birds, nature, yeah. Anybody else?
On Saturday and Sunday mornings, I don't turn anything on except for the computer, and I listen to the wall clocks ticking.
Hey, wall clocks ticking work.
For me, it's outside. I have a swing I go to, and I'll sit back there and listen to the sounds around me.
Yeah. Dave says nature. Debbie says paddling. And for those of you that may not know what paddling is, it's walking barefoot in the water.
Push, 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 push.
Pretty much. Yep. And I just got corrected on my pronunciation. It's paddling. But I still call it paddling. Paddle, paddle, paddle. But the thing that all of you are mentioning has sound associated with it. The clock's ticking on the wall. I personally like sitting in a room with a clock. The natural tick, 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 tick puts my brain in a calming position.
I want to get my grandfather clock so I can hear him.
Well, let me ask you a question. And here's where your variable differences come in to people that are learning to meditate. And you're not going to hear me use the term trying to meditate. Because to try to do something is to build stress, to build anxieties, to get mad at yourself when you can't achieve it. And I'm sorry, but if you're mad at yourself, you're not going to achieve a damn thing. But what works for you doesn't always work for someone else. I know some people with, let's say, for example, the disease Savat or the condition Savat. You put them in a room with a ticking clock, and they will go batshit crazy.
Start raving mad.
Yeah, you know, it's the different metronomes. The sound of a running creek over rocks is a metronome. The sound of
Rip up a leaky faucet.
yeah, the rhythm of a leaky faucet is a
Oh, that drives
metronome.
you. No.
Drives me crazy too.
Does me. Does me. I love the sound of a creek or a river rushing. Babbling brooks are nice, yeah. But a
That's like
leaky faucet makes me want to just pull my hair out.
That's like those machines that with stores you can get the different sounds of thunder, lightning, rainfall.
Right.
Ocean.
You can also find them on your cell phone, on your computers. The YouTube site where I get most of the backgrounds for Open Pagan Church, like the one that's on the screen right now, there's a YouTube site where this guy builds these things from scratch, and then he goes out and records either gentle rains, thunderstorms, you have the lightning, and I absolutely love a good lightning thunderstorm.
We had one of those here a couple of days ago.
Dave says he doesn't like to hear it. Say again?
I said we're about to get a shitload of them.
Oh yeah, they're coming. Lee says, I always thought it was the frequency of the different sounds. That does have a lot to play in it. There, like I say, you know, like I was saying a while ago, the tick, the continuous tick of a metronome or a clock will drive some people off of the deep end. Yeah. So when you're working on the different metronomes or the different sounds that work for you, you may be lucky and stumble on it the first time you start listening to different sounds. You may download a metronome software that you can put in your headphones, keep it down so you can just barely hear it. The object is not to drown out the voices in your head, but let the voices in your head become a part of the metronome, right? And you can change with a lot of the softwares I've seen for metronome. You can change the frequency, you can change the intensity, the speed, and the way I achieved the sound metronome for myself when I was just learning is I started out with the fastest tick that it could possibly make. Because during the day when we're working, when we're thinking, when we're interactive, we're out in the yard working or whatever, that brain is just, it's constantly going. It's the tick is really quick. And the object is to reach the quieting of the mind, which is to very calmly slow that tick down and to slowly slow it down. So whether you like a babbling brook, a raging river, whether you like rain, thunderstorms, whatever, the sound of the breeze, farm animals, whatever does it for you. And this is kind of where I was going to go with this. A lot of people think that there's a right and a wrong. Well, there really isn't. And yeah, I was talking a while ago about the acid head banging rock playing in your ears. But eventually what that does is it begins to ruin your ability to reach the calming of the mind, because the metronome in the high acid rock, the metronome in that is designed to pump you up, to excite you, to make you want to run out and bang your head against a concrete wall or join a mosh pit, which until 10 or 15 years ago I didn't even know what the hell a mosh pit was. I was like, what? The first time I saw a video on a mosh pit, I thought, why? Go in there and people beating the hell out of each other.
It's freedom for youngers.
I'm not sure if I call it freedom or psychological warfare.
To us, I would be, but
Sonic's spazzing out.
anyway, back on subject.
Yeah, no, I mean, really, all of this is a part of the subject. It's a subject of what works for you to quiet the mind.
It's like,
And for some of them, it does.
to my Sabrina, when she went to a mosh pit, it was a freedom to express their physically and emotional ways.
But here's my question. Did it actually quiet the mind, or did it hide from the mind?
She came home calmer.
Was it calmer or exhaustion?
Probably a little of both.
I mean, there is a difference between calm and exhaustion, you know.
One time when she went in right before she had school tests and stuff, when she came back home, she had aced the test.
Okay. So, I mean,
To each his own, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Well, you know, it all boils back down to the hyperactivity of the child themselves. By going to those mosh pits, they burn off that hyperactivity, and it calms the mind.
Yep.
Okay. And, you know, the same goes with adults. I mean, hell, back before ADD and ADHD was a thing, when I was in school, I was diagnosed with uncontrollable hyperactivity.
Appetite.
Say it again. What
I
was
said
that?
hyperchild.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. And I mean, even now at almost 60 years old, something's always wiggling. I mean, my legs are always bouncing. If you guys will notice, I'm always moving around when we're talking. Anybody that knew me in circle, when we would hold Sabbaths in circles, my leg was always bouncing. Of course, that's the reason
I'm bouncing now.
Right, right.
You know, it's swinging it.
Well, it's bouncing.
It's swinging. It's just a
Just
swing, and
But, growing up, I guess I would exhaust myself enough during the day to get rid of the hyperactivity, and then I could meditate.
right. But
As I've gotten older, meditation has come a whole lot easier.
yeah, it does, I think. And when we were kids, especially those of us, the age of most of the guys that's watching and listening right now, we had things to do when we were kids.
Oh yeah, lots of things to do.
I mean, for me, it was my responsibility to take care of the ranch, feed the horses, the pigs, the chickens, the cattle, on and on and on and on and on. So that started at like 5 a.m. in the morning.
Lee made a comment.
Um, Lisa's always thought it was, well, yeah, I already read that. Yeah, she always thought it was the frequency of the different sounds, and that does fall in to the metronomes, right?
Right.
Your metronomes are not only the tick sound, but also the frequency and the level of the tick sound. I did an experiment on here, I think it was early last year, where I actually pulled up a metronome page and I set the different metronomes and had people tell me how it made them feel. I don't know if y'all remember that or not.
I missed that one.
Yeah, it was back before you started joining us again. But the best way to do it, and if anybody's typing anything in, I'm not getting any of the chats. The last thing I have is from Lee. So if anybody's chatting anything, somebody let me know because I can't see it. So how do you find out what's right for you? Research. I mean, hell, come on, people. We've got computers in the palm of our hand called cell phones where we can Google things and listen to the different uh, tones, the speeds, the frequencies. Um, Open Pagan Church just posted hi. I think that was Cindy. Came through 1 minute ago, so I guess we are getting the chats. So, okay, how do you find what's right for you? I mean, what advice, okay, what advice would you give someone if they are looking for the right metronome, the right frequency for them? And to me, the answer is simple. But to a lot of people, they hadn't thought about it. What advice would the listeners give to people trying to learn to meditate, no matter what age, but meditate? Nobody?
I would tell them the same thing that I was told back when I was first learning how to meditate, and that's find something you find soothing. Like whether it's watching fire, whether it's listening to a babbling brook, whether it's listening to a thunderstorm. Find something that connects to your spirit.
Yep.
And go with it.
And that's, precisely, I think, what any of us would say that have found meditation is to find what works for you. I mean, I had somebody ask me once, how the hell can I find what works for me on the internet? Google it, right? Google things like meditation frequencies, meditation metronomes,
Or you
meditation.
could, there's actually a Pandora station that has a calming meditation stuff on it. I find myself gravitating towards that when I go to try it and clear my mind.
Yeah, that works. I mean, all right. Case in point, I'm gonna pull up a Google page here, and I can't see what's going on the video or Facebook, so you guys kind of hang with me here. Meditation frequency. Alright, let's start there. Alright, so here's a piece of really good information, scientifically speaking. This covers, and I'm gonna put it in the chat area of the Facebook broadcast. This page talks about the frequency that the human mind works on. Higher vibration raises your frequency 963 hertz to 432 hertz and on like that. Now, if I Google meditation metronome, where'd it go? I don't really want videos. Type in metronome. Here we are. Here's that page that I found, by God. Link, copy, and paste. Right? There's the metronome search. Now, I'm going to play this, and I don't know if it's going to come through, so you guys kind of let me know. Where the hell is it? Oh, come on. Really? Play. Here we go. You guys on Facebook, can you hear that? Now that's 100 beats. That's 100 beats per minute. I pasted the URL in the Facebook chat. Let me see if I can post it over. See if I can paste it over in. Yeah, okay. I just put it in Discord as well. But that was 100 beats per minute. Now me, at my age, I find that 100 beats per minute to be relatively calming. However, when I was in my 30s, I found it to be extremely agitating. So I think it goes to show as we get a little bit older, our tick becomes a little slower. Boy, that could open it up to a wide range, couldn't it? Guys, listen, I'm going to beg your forgiveness. I'm going to step away for just a moment. I've got to go, I got to go potty. I apologize. You guys talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back.
Hope everything comes out all right. Anyway, meditate state. For the longest time, I couldn't do it. Even when I first met Dawn, I could not get meditate. Now it's like, in fact, example, we were out in the mall, and I was going through a lot of stress. We decided to, I decided to stop, lean against the wall, put my hands together like I do for. Has anybody had a trigger programmed into them to go into meditative state? Blaster.
What, baby?
Clint. Have you ever programmed your hands or something to trigger you to go into meditative state?
No.
Okay.
Nope, I never had to do that.
Well, when I was first going to the coven I was in at first, she taught us how to trigger using hand gestures. So it's like, anywhere we are, I can do something with my hands, and it'll put me into a meditative state. And it's a very unique hand gesture, so it's easy for me to go into meditative state. I've forgotten about it for the longest time, but I was starting to go through some stressful things, and for some reason my hand did it, and I relaxed. But
I've never had to do anything like that. Meditation has always came
You,
So
you are too laid back, mister. You are
I
always,
know.
which is good. But there's some situations I've had in my life that I've had to concerning exes. Either that or kill them. I don't want to do that.
It's very seldom I get stressed out. So
Yep. I used to. Clint knew me when I was in a stressful state. He knew.
I will never die from a stress-related disease. That's for damn sure.
Meditation's not even helping me anymore with my stress level.
I understand that.
I guess that's why my nickname in high school was Cool Breeze.
Yep. It's been meditation's been my friend lately. But I sometimes meditate to music. I know he says he's got to be quiet and stuff, but there's some Orinoco Flow and a couple other ones from Lithium that I listen to that helps me charge up and meditate.
Yeah, no, I wasn't talking about it needing to be quiet.
No, we've been talking.
No, you were saying I wasn't saying it has to be quiet.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is you have to find what works for you.
Right.
You know,
Yes, but being quiet does kind of help.
It does help.
yeah, and
I was
there,
also talking about my triggers.
yeah,
When I was in the coven with Laura, she programmed us to have hand gestures where we go into a meditate for her.
what do you mean?
She would make us go into meditate and then use our hands. Like I could put my hands like how you do, like a triangle.
Right.
Like I
Must have been awakened cult.
A what?
Awakened?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
Gardenian. Bleh, can't say it. Either.
Gardnerian.
Yeah. He would taught us how to do a hand gesture. So if we were going to go into a circle and we needed to meditate quick, we would do a program our hands, one of our hands, to a certain position that will make us go into a meditative state, like someone hypnotizing you.
That's using a visual meditative cue.
Yes. Couldn't remember the name of it.
Those are really nice visual meditative cues. I know that if anybody has ever seen the continuous mirror box,
Oh yeah.
it's a light in a box with a mirror behind it and a shiny glass in front of it. It's called or a candle, but it's called an infinity mirror, I think.
Yes.
You can do that in your front room by placing two mirrors on opposite walls.
Yes, you sure can. The only problem with that is you have to look at yourself in the middle of it.
Right.
You have to look past it.
Yeah.
Unless you're sitting down and you look through the mirrors, you can see back and forth.
Right.
Continuing.
Right. So, your infinity mirrors, infinity ponds, looking at the reflection in a pond and I know that when I go to Scotland, I like to sit at the edge of the loch and look across it, and you see the reflection of the mountains in the loch. So it looks like you're being sucked into the vortex.
Yep.
Where it comes together.
That's like Lee was telling on the page. She married a man who relaxes by having a TV, computer, and his phone going all at the same time to quiet his thoughts.
Sometimes it works.
Whatever works,
those infinity mirrors. I used to, when I was a child, my dad would take me to a barber shop that had
Oh,
the walls lined with mirrors.
yeah.
That shit would freak me out.
Yeah, those were cool. I remember the well, how many people today remember a barber shop?
Right?
There's one about 10 minutes from my house.
Right.
A barber shop.
Yeah, a barber shop. There's like one 10 minutes from my house.
Wow.
I didn't think they existed anymore.
No, I take
Got the barber pole. Got the barber pole and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but
Wow.
damn.
One at the town square here in Liberty, still going.
Yep.
You're kidding. That place is still open.
Yes.
Yep. And they
Oh.
give great haircuts. They use the old-fashioned razor blade on the back of the neck.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not real sure I want somebody to get that close to my neck with a straight edge.
Not in Liberty.
My own paranoia, but there
Barbershops
you
were
go.
for men only, and beauty salons were for the women.
Yeah.
So we had those in town. We don't have them anymore. We still got beauty salons, but you have to go to a beauty salon to get your hair cut now. So.
Right, right. Lisa's my first meditation in ages happened. First meditation in ages happened in the hospital after surgery. She said I used the words relax body, relax mind to get there. Yep. She says most of the time I meditate by watching flames in a bonfire. Oh man, I love to focus into.
Oh, fire!
Love to focus into a circle fire. Yeah, absolutely. That is
Or my
amazing. Huh?
fireplace. Or my fireplace.
Or fireplace. I mean, yeah.
Just fire.
Fire, Lester says.
Candle.
The fire. Well, and it really works. And what I was talking about earlier when I was saying repetition, it's like Lee just said, she kept repeating to herself, relax the mind, relax the body. Whatever words you use is fine with you. I tend to, one of my OCDs is definition of words. So I tend to use quiet the mind. Tell the mind exactly what I want it to do. Quiet the mind. My worst enemy, and I don't know about the rest of you, but my worst enemy is laying down at night to go to sleep.
Oh, that's everybody's worst enemy because your mind doesn't want to shut down.
Yeah. Mine will not shut down. Mine will.
I mean, it goes absolutely batshit crazy.
Paul does not go to sleep till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because of his mind.
Yep, Lee says, Clint says, learning to focus on a point till it disappears and things will open up all around. Yep. Needlepoint focus is good. You find a point, you focus on it until it disappears, and eventually what's really weird is things just kind of start to open up. So, I mean, that's a good way to do it.
Most creative thoughts happen just before you go to sleep.
Yes.
The problem is you can't remember when you wake up.
Therein lies the problem. And you know what I started doing? I always told everybody, keep a dream journal. Keep a pen and pencil. Shit. Pad and pencil beside the headboard, beside the bed. And when you have a thought, pick it up and write it down. Well, hell, this is 2020. I have a tablet.
Have you ever looked at that in the morning?
I have a tablet that lays above my head. And when I have a thought for a topic or a thought of something that I need to do, I pull the tablet down and I send myself an email. Well, the only problem... What's that?
You look at it the next day and going, what the hell was I thinking about?
Sometimes I do, yes. A lot of times I do, yes. Okay, most of the time I do, yes. But then my problem is when I'm in that drifting stage between awake and asleep, when the brain is going, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. Oh, by the way, do you remember doing this, and that we need to do that, and that we need to talk about this, and then other people need to listen to this, and you need to do this, and then tomorrow you need to, and I'm like, shut up.
It's too bad they can't come up with an electronic device that you hook to your brain that records all your thoughts.
They're working on that already.
That would be interesting. Be scary, but it would be interesting.
I would
Especially if
be
it's monitored by Big Brother.
I would be in trouble.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. No, I don't know. That could cause problems.
Yeah, just a little. Because I can come up with some very creative ways to kill people, get away with murder.
Well, see, herein lies the problem that maybe something else we should mention. Some people's training allow for some very colorful pre-sleep notions. So I don't think I would want my thoughts recorded.
Me either.
And anybody that knows my training background understands why I say that.
Uh-huh. Like Paul, yeah. Record you guys' thoughts. How dark can you get?
Mm-mm. Nope. My body may not be able to do the things my brain thinks about doing, but my brain can still think about doing them.
You know, my conscience keeps me from doing the things that my brain thinks about.
Yeah, on that one.
Like I said, I can come up with some creative ways to kill people.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Lee says keep a notepad by the pad. Keep a notepad by the bed. Holy shit. Says it really helps her keep track of things. Yes, yeah, that's what I use my tablet for. If I can remember to, when I have the thought, reach up and grab the tablet and jot it down.
Well, you know what? That kind of also defeats the purpose of the sleep mode, because when you refocus your energy on writing something down, you lose that focus of falling asleep.
True. True.
So you're awake for another 2 hours with your mind racing.
True. Now, if you have one of those thoughts that wakes you up out of a silent sleep,
those are the kind you write down.
Those are the kind that I definitely, recommend that you write down. So what, the takeaway from today's broadcast is not how to meditate. It's not how important meditation is. I think all of us agree that meditation is extremely important. And I think the how to meditate is as individual as the people that are doing it. I can sit here all day long and tell you what works for me, but it's not going to work for any of you watching or listening, perhaps, but perhaps it might. And the other ideas that folks gave you in the chat and in Discord might help you. The takeaway from today is that until you learn to quiet your mind, relaxing your body, freeing your spirit, is essentially rather useless until you learn to quiet the mind. Once you learn to quiet the self, and you learn to be able to ease back on the very thoughts that cause you distress and anxieties and issues to begin with, the last thing you want to do is to build stress trying to get away from stress. You don't want to increase anxieties trying to calm anxieties. Counterproductive, I think.
It defeats the purpose.
Yes. And remember this, folks. Seriously. Just like get rich quick schemes don't exist, neither do quick meditation schemes where people will charge you money for them to teach you how to meditate. Meditation is a personal thing. Group meditation is not the same as individual self-meditation. It's a different process, it's a different mindset. I'm not going to say group meditation is not meditation, because it is. It is a form of meditation, but it is not near as helpful or as healthy as self-meditation, not self-medication. Right. Well, gang, I'm going to cut you loose to enjoy the rest of your day. Does anybody else have anything they want to offer, advice for people that might want to learn to meditate?
We covered it mostly.
Don't get frustrated. Have patience. You'll eventually find something that works.
Absolutely. Anyone else? All right, folks. Well, at the time of this broadcast, we're in the heat of hurricane season down along the coast. You know, one hurricane just went through and tore the hell out of Louisiana, and there's four
And
more out there playing.
Hey, and Texas.
It tore the hell out of Texas too, but yeah.
Not as bad as Louisiana, but yeah, there were some bad places.
So more storms are coming. Hang on. Wishing everyone well for sure in this stormy season. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Open Pagan Church. Have a great day, and we'll see you.